Hello everyone, this is part 2 of chapter 3 revision. Before we start, just remember to pause the video and try to solve the questions by yourself and then check your answers with us. Let's go for question number 5. As we did before, we're going to use the distributive property, multiply with all what is inside the parentheses. So we're going to have half times in the negative 4 is negative 2, half the 6 is 3, so plus 3n equals to 1/3 of n plus 2/3 times n is 2/3 of n. 2/3 times 9, you can divide first. Divide by 3 by 3, this is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So we're going to have plus 6. Now move the variable for one side of the equation and the constant to the other side of the equation. Before I do that, I want to add these two together. 1/3 plus 2/3 give us 3 out of 3, which is 1. So this is 1n plus 6 equal to negative 2 plus 3n. Move the variable to the left side and the constant to the other side. We're going to have 3n minus n equals to 6 plus 2. Here it's 2n equals to 8. Now divide by 2, divide by 2. The value for n is 4. Let's go for question number 6. Also, we're going to use the distributive property. We're going to multiply with all what is inside the parentheses. 1/5 times 5, this is equal to 1. You can do it here. 1/5 times 5, simplify, divide this by 5, give us 1, divide this by 5, give us 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so we're going to have 1x. 1/5 times the negative 5 also will give us 1, negative 1 plus 3x equals to negative 9 times 1/3. This is negative 3x. I will do it here for you. Negative 9 times 1/3. Simplify first, divide by 3, this is 1. Divide by 3, this is negative 3. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3x. Negative 9 times 4, this is negative 36. Okay, now I will move the variable to the left side, the constant to the right side. We're going to have x plus 3x plus 3x equals to 1 minus 36. 3x plus 3x, this is 6x plus x, this is 7x, equals to negative 36 plus 1, this is negative 35. Divide by 7, divide by 7, both sides. The value for x is negative 5. Okay, let's go for question number 7. First, use the distributive property. Also here, 2 times half the 2 is 1, so we're going to have 1q plus 2 times 1 is 2 equals to negative 3 times 2, this is negative 6q. Negative times negative positive, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 8q plus 4. Move the variable, or you can simplify first, by the way. So here we have negative 6 plus 8. This gives us positive 2, and I will move this q to the right side, so we're going to have a negative q. So we're going to have 2q minus 1q. Also the constant, if we simplify them together, positive 3, positive 4, this is equal to positive 7. And if we move them to the other side, we're going to have negative 7 plus 2. Simplify. 2q minus 1q, this is 1q, equals negative 7 plus 2, this is negative 5. So the value for q is negative 5. Okay, now we're gonna go to write and solve multi-step equations. Also here we're gonna translate from a word problem to a mathematical equation. We're gonna have a multi-step, we're gonna have parentheses, and we're gonna use the distributive property as we did in the previous examples. Let's read the question. So Mrs. Hill is designing a rectangular vegetable garden for her backyard. The width of the garden is 11.5 feet shorter than twice its length. So we have to translate this sentence. The width, W, is, means equal, 11.5 feet shorter than twice its length. So it's twice the length minus 11.5 shorter than twice the length by 11.5. This is the width. If we draw the garden, it's a rectangular shape. This is the length, and here is the width. It says that the width smaller than twice the length by 11.5 feet. So now, if the parameter of the garden is 37 feet, what is the length of the garden? So the perimeter is given for us. Perimeter equals to 37 feet. And we know the formula for the rectangle. If you want to find the perimeter, it's twice the length plus twice the width. Remember that the perimeter is the sum of the sides' length. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna substitute. We know that the value for W is twice the length minus 11.5 feet. So we're gonna substitute this instead of W. We're gonna remove the W and we're gonna substitute its value. The perimeter is given for us, which is 37. We can substitute its value equals to 2L plus 2 times the value for W is 2 twice the length minus 11.5. Now we're gonna use the distributive property. Distribute 2 and multiply it with all what is inside the parentheses. 37 equals to 2L plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4L minus 11.5 times 2 gives us 23. Okay, now let's move the variable for one side of the equation and the constant to the other side. The negative 23, we're going to move it to the left. So it will be 37 plus 23 equals to 2L plus 4L. This is equal to 6L. Okay, 37 plus 23, this is equal to 60. 60 equal to 6L. The last step is to divide by 6. Divide by 6. The value for L is 2. So this is the length. And if the question asks us to find the width, we're going to substitute in this equation 2 times L. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 minus 11.5 is 8.5. Now let's go for question number 2. In this question, it says that we have two groups of students. The first group contains 20 students. They went to the science center, and the other group of 15 students who went to the art museum. The table shows the cost per student for each trip. Let's start for the science center trip. Each student pay X for the entry fee plus $2.50 for the 3D movie. And as I said, this is the cost per student. If we want to find the total cost, we have 20 students went to the science center trip. So we're going to multiply the cost by 20. We're going to do the same to find the total cost for the art museum. Each student paid 2.5x for the admission fee plus $1 for the audio tour. And this is the cost per student. We're going to multiply this by 15 to find the total cost. Now the question says if the total cost is the same at both the science center and the art museum, what is the entry fee per student to the science center? So what we're going to do, we're going to write 20 times x plus 2.5 equals to 15 times 2.5x plus 1. Use the distributive property. Distribute multiply 20x plus 20 times 2.5. Twice 20 is 40. 40 plus half the 20 is 10. So we're gonna have 50 equals to 15 times 2.5. This is 15 plus 15 is 30. 30 plus half the 15, which is 7.5. So we're gonna have 37.5 plus 15. 15 times 1 is 50. Here we have x. Now move the variable for one side of the equation and the constant to the other side. I'm going to move the 20 to the right and the positive 15 to the left. We're going to have 50 minus 15 equals to 37.5 minus 20x. Simplify. 50 minus 15 is 35 equals to 37.5 minus 20x. This is equal to 17.5x. Divide by 17.5. Divide by 17.5. 35 is twice as 17.5. Value for x is equal to 2. So the entry fee per student for the Science Center is $2. Now let's go for the next part. It says Mr. Reed is drawing a blueprint of a rectangular patio. The width of the patio is 40.75 feet shorter than twice its length. So let's translate this to a mathematical equation. It said that the width is 40.75 feet shorter than twice the length. So shorter than twice the length by 40.75. Now the perimeter of the patio is 86.5 feet. What is the length of the patio? First we have to write the formula. P equals twice the length plus twice the width, and the width is given for us. We know that the width is twice the length minus 40.75. We're gonna substitute this in the equation, so we're gonna have P also is given 86. We're gonna substitute its value 86.5. I'm going to write it as a decimal, and I will distribute the 2 and multiply it with all what is inside the parentheses. We're gonna have 86.5 equals to 2L plus 2 times 2 is 4, 4L minus 2 times 40 is 80. 2 times 3/4 is 1.5. So we're gonna have 81.5. Now the next step is to simplify. 2L plus 4L, this is equal to 6L. I will move the negative 81.5 to the other side. It will be positive. So we're gonna add this here. Half plus half is 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So we're gonna have 168. 168 equals to 6L. The last step is to divide. Divide by 6. Divide by 6. 16 divided by 6 is 2. And the remainder is 4. Now 48 divided by 6 is 8. So the value for L is 28. Okay, now we have the multi-step equations. First, we're going to use the distributive property. Here also, we're going to distribute. 4 times x is 4x minus 4 times 8 is 32 plus 12 equals to 2 times 2x, this is 4x. 2 times the negative 9 is negative 18. Move the variable for one side of the equation and the constant to the other side of the equation. The 4x, I'm going to move it to the left. This, I'm going to move it to the right. 4x minus 4x equals to negative 32 plus 12. This is a negative 20. And when we move it to the other side, it will be positive 20. 20 minus 18 is 2. 4x minus 4x is 0. 0 equals to 2. Is this a true statement? No. the 0 does not equal to 2, we have a false statement, and in case if we have a false statement, it means that there is no solution for this equation. Let's go for question number 2. Okay, use the distributive property. 3 times 2 is 6. 6k minus 3 times 5 is 15 equals to 6 times k is 6k. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 9. Simplify and move the negative 15 to the other side. The k, we're going to move it to the left side. We're going to have 6k minus 6k equals to 15 minus 24 plus 9. 6k minus 6k, this is equal to 0. 15 plus 9 is 24. 24 minus 24 also is 0. Is this a true statement? Yes, the 0 equals to the 0. So we have infinitely many solutions. In this case, we're going to have infinitely many solutions. Let's go for question number 3. First, we're going to distribute negative 4y minus 3 equals to 1/3 of the 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4y. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Negative 3 minus 8y. Move the variable for one side of the equation and the constant to the other side. Now we're going to have 3 minus 3 equals to 4y plus 4y minus 8y. Simplify. 3 minus 3 is 0. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. Is this a true statement? Yes. So we have infinitely many solutions. Let's go for question number 4. We will do the same. Distribute property. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 5 is 30. W equals to 5 times 4, 20. 5 times 2 is 10W minus 20W. Move the variable to the right side and the constant to the other side. We're going to have 18 minus 20 equals to 30. 30W minus 10W minus 20W. This is equal to 30W. So we're going to have a negative 30W. Simplify. 18 minus 20 is negative 2 equals to 0. Is this a true statement? No, this is a false statement, so we have no solution. Now let's go for the next part. It says complete each equation, so we're going to have infinitely many solutions. In the first part, we have to complete the equation to have infinitely many solutions. In the second part, we're going to complete the equation, so we're going to have a no solution. Let's start with question number 5. First, we're going to simplify. Let's use the distributive property. We're going to have 2x minus 7x minus 70. Simplify. 2x minus 7x is negative 5x negative 70. Now the question asks us to make it as infinitely many solutions. To have infinitely many solutions, we should have the same equation. So we're going to have the same coefficient, negative 5x. Also, we're going to have the same constant. So now we have identical expressions on the left and on the right. Let's do question number 6. Simplify. 12 minus x is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14x plus 8. To make it infinitely many solutions, we should have the same coefficient and the same constant. Okay, now let's go for question number 7. We have to complete the equation, so we're gonna have a no solution. First, we're gonna simplify. Negative 15x plus 4x is negative 11x plus 2 minus x equals 2. Let's simplify it more. Negative 11, negative 1. This is give us to negative 12x plus 2. Now to complete the equation, so it has no solution, we should have the same variable, the same coefficient, negative 12x, with different constant. So we can choose 7, 5, 10, whatever. You can choose any constant different than 2. Do the same, distribute, then simplify. 9x minus 5x, this is equal to 4x minus 36. To complete the equation, so it has a no solution, we're gonna have the same variable with different constant. The constant here is negative 36. So we have to choose any other number. We can choose negative 1 or negative 2, anything except negative 36. Okay, now let's go for question number 9. It says, which of the following explains why the equation has no solution? What we can do here for this equation, we can divide both sides by 2/3. So we're going to eliminate this, and we're going to have x plus 3 equals to x minus 6. As you can see, we have the same variable with same coefficient in both sides with different constant. The constant here is 3, and the constant here is negative 6. And that's why we have no solution. Coefficients are the same and the constant are different. This is why. That's it for chapter 3. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.